Hey, this is Bad Creepypasta. I'm joined by the usual guys, plus beer.
Woo! And because no one asked for it, we're doing a Tales doll sequel.
Oh hell yeah, it's another Tales doll.
Woo!
One late afternoon, I invited some of my friends to play Sonic R.
Not very good friends. I really didn't like them.
As we turned on the Sega Saturn, we were excited for our racing tournament. As we were at the character select screen, I chose the Tails doll for humour. Most of my friends were laughing as they chose Metal Sonic, Metal Knuckles, Mecha Eggman and Super Sonic. Later I won all the races since I was am expert at this game. We realised time flew by, so my friends left. I still felt like playing video games, so I inserted my Sonic and Sega All-Stars racing disc into my PlayStation 3.
So you have a PlayStation 3, but you're like, alright, come on boys, let's go play some, some Sega Saturn.
Let's play the Immortal Racing Classic that's got magnets in the walls. Me and my friends played a few races online, and a message popped up on my screen coming from a user called Tails Doll. I opened it and it said,
"Thank you."
For what? I sent him a message back to this user. Tails Doll then sent me another message saying,
"You won first place with the Tails doll.
I was watching you."
I got freaked out for a second, thinking something was watching over us as we were playing Sonic R.
That's the only explanation, not when your friend's trying to troll you or something.
Another message from Tails Doll saying,
Can you
Feel the sunshine.
Can you feel the tension?
And sent me a friend request, but I didn't accept it because I don't even know who this guy is. Pick a tense and stick with it. How does that sound? I sent all my friends a message saying, "Did you see anybody watching us?" Because I got sent a message from a user called Tails Doll saying he watched me win first place with the Tails Doll. My friends sent back messages saying they didn't know with a, I don't know, face, some funny, yeah.
face.
I searched Tails Doll's profile, but it said the profile doesn't exist. I immediately turned off the PlayStation 3 and used my laptop to go on the PSN forums. I made a thread about my message encounter with the Tails Doll. Users were replying that they also reported getting messages after playing Sonic R with Tails Doll.
Lies! Filthy lies! No one else has ever played Sonic R.
Yeah. An administrator deleted the thread, calling it nonsense.
Well, because you're talking about a Sega Saturn game.
It was 10 PM, so I went to the bedroom, turned off the lights and slept.
Wait, what? You went at 10? What, are you a child?
Probably had school. Went to bed at 10 because I'm 11 years old. When I woke up the next morning, I found a little paper saying,
"Dear Richard, I am going to kill your friends to show them that they are fools. Sincerely, the doll."
Yes, killing them will surely teach them a valuable lesson in life. There was a little bloodstain where the doll was red. I think I should say was written. I freaked out and threw it in the trash. I had a 1,000-mile stare until I got to school. I ran inside the next paragraph, ass room.
Ran to the ass room.
Fail. And screamed to my friends that they will be killed. Tense, pick a tense. The teacher thought I was the class clown, and I punished me with lunch detention for today.
So she punished herself, you... what?
At lunch detention, one of my peers said they heard of the Tails Doll after I told them my encounter with it. What made me get chills in my spine is that he told me I'm the Tails Doll's vessel. Meaning that I pleased the Tails Doll by playing as him in Sonic R. The moment after he said that, the fire alarm rang and we evacuated the school. Smoke was coming from the 3rd floor, and it was real fire, as is, the clue was
compared to the fake
fire.
Yeah.
I think
I hate that fake fire you get down the market for like £4.
Gets all wet and floppy. I think the cue was the smoke, It was coming from my classroom. I came home early due to the fire. Now, due is spelt D-O. Due to the fire. I told my parents about the fire, but not the Tails Doll. My father told, new paragraph, me that my uncle and my cousins are coming. Luckily, my uncle was a retired veteran, so I might have some protection from the new paragraph Tails doll for now.
A veteran of what? That you can be a veteran of many. Do you mean a veteran soldier, or like maybe he's a veteran veterinarian? Quick, he'll neuter Tails.
A few hours later, I told my cousins the entire story, and they didn't believe me,
You wonder fucking
saying
why.
it was a good scary story.
No, it's not.
But this is reality, ... Suddenly my cell phone was ringing, and it was my friend saying he was having a party. I got permission. I got permission, new paragraph, from my parents. And I headed off to my friend's house. As I got there, we had a great time fooling around, eating like hell, and watching fights of drunk men.
Is it a special kind of party?
After a while, a doorbell rang. The music was so loud we couldn't hear it, so how do you know it happened? So the doorbell rang continuously until I noticed the sounds and opened it. It was my older brother, and he joined the party. Would you like to take over while I eat the chili beans?
Keep this in.
Yeah.
I had a sleepover at my friend's house since it was too late to go home. I woke up at 5 a.m. that morning and I found a doll that looks like the Tails doll from Sonic. Since I find no interest in dolls, I gave it to my little sister when I got home.
Oh, I've been menaced by this Tails doll for days. Oh, here's one. Here you go, sis. I hope nothing bad comes of this. I can only see bright, signs ahead.
Maybe you really hate your sister.
Here, I hope this kills you, little bitch.
My guard was down thinking that the doll conspiracy was finally over.
Why? How did you even come to that conclusion?
Also, conspiracy.
I read my dad's newspaper and I jumped out of my chair when I saw the headlines. It read, "Fire started in Eisenhower Middle School by unknown entity."
What newspaper does your dad read where it would state that?
The Daily Mail.
No, it would have said foreigner. It's the Daily Mail.
Unknown foreigner. Princess Diana still dead.
This unknown entity sounded like the Tails doll.
Like, you haven't actually seen the Tails doll other than giving one to your sister.
And I became paranoid once again. I decided to be a temporary paperboy to end my boredom after breakfast.
Is this all one day? Like, oh, I got it from my party. Oh no, the Tails doll is still around. I better become a paperboy. It's the only way to counteract it.
Wow. An hour later, all the papers were delivered, and the days after were quite casual with no school. As I checked the mailbox for letters from my classmates, I stumbled upon a yellow envelope, which is quite unusual.
Well, first of all, it's unusual that your friends are sending you letters when you have, I don't know, the internet. Clearly.
Yeah, why the hell? What school kid checks their mailbox for letters from their friend?
I ripped it open with curiosity, and it was from your secret killer, casually. It read, "My dear friend, I know where you live.
Because I sent you a letter.
I will not kill your friends, but I burned the house instead, for even more suffering."
Less suffering.
Insurance. Like, maybe it's an elaborate insurance. Like, this is just like the whole thing is he's delusional, and he's just like, this is his excuse. Sorry, it wasn't me who burned out my friend's house. It was the Tails doll.
Yeah, this is why it's paragraphed so weird. This is just written quickly in court. Someone's just taking notes.
Will you play with me? Question mark. I ran to the nearest trash can and threw it away, and I attempted to clear my mind.
Give a hoot, don't pollute.
Late that night, several fire trucks came to several houses, and I realised that letter was actually telling the truth for once.
So as compared to all the other letters that are filled with lies.
Yeah, telling you were missold PPI.
School reopened the next day, and what happened last night made it to Fox News that morning.
Really?
That reliable source of news.
Well, it's not that isn't it like Fox News? Some houses burned down. Breaking news.
As I entered the classroom when I came to school, everybody was paranoid, just like me.
Why?
And when school was over, as I walked home, I found a paper saying, "I will see you, Richard," on the sidewalk. Then I believed. This Tails doll was actually real.
I ran as fast as I can, could! You ran as fast as you could! When I stopped, I saw fresh blood dripping down a storm drain. I knew it was fresh because I tasted it. I suddenly became sick and disgusted by this horrific sight. I ran even faster and was inside my home, and I locked the door tight. Something was poking on me. So I turned around. Nothing was there. I ran upstairs to my room. The door locked for no reason. Nothing was inside. The lights went out for no reason. I heard loud footsteps coming from the stairs.
For no reason.
A red light appeared. The lights turned on. It was the Tails doll. It told me in a demonic voice.
I will show you the error of your ways.
It took out a knife, but turned around and floated outside. Such a non-threatening image. I closed my eyes in horror as it was killing innocent people. It came back saying,
Are you happy knowing you can feel the sunshine?
It got a huge machete
From somewhere.
and was ready to kill me as well. The same place it keeps finding the paper.
And the knives.
I locked the door and dropped down from the window. With luck, I landed on the ground.
Oh, that was lucky. I might have flown away.
You're so lucky that the only possible outcome is what happened. Fell out my window and didn't just suddenly become a bird.
Oh, thank God gravity's still in effect. You never know. It was Tuesday.
Everyone knows that's the day that we rip out the concrete and replace it with pastry. Oh my God. Oh, Shadow Wolf, can you finish it, please? I'm still laughing too much.
The Tails doll was furiously slashing at the door. A piece of the door flew out of the window and the doll's dark eyes were glaring at me. It threw a knife and almost hit me. I found a chainsaw.
It
What?
found a chain. It
No,
found it.
It found the chainsaw
Just found it.
and told me it was doing a sacrifice.
Doing a sacrifice.
I jumped through numerous fences, but it was too fast.
But he jumped through them and was like.
Didn't jump over him.
It has a slight cut from the chainsaw, dripping with blood. I ran through an alleyway and floated straight towards...
Floated straight.
Floated straight towards trying to slice me in two.
I ran through an alley and floated straight toward trying to What?
I think you mean.
What?
Okay, just continue. Fuck it.
Before it was going to kill me, I found a wooden cross and shoved it in front of him. He burned like it was a bomb and exploded. I limped back to my home with the chainsaw and told the siblings an unbelievable story, which is why now he spends the rest of his life in a mental hospital.
Then end. Right, fuck it. I have nothing to say.
I want to know more about his family who keeps randomly appearing. What happened to his little sister? What about his brother who turned up for the party? I'm sure that was important.
What about the veteran?
That's,
Awful?
yes.
Who just comes through the door with a chainsaw? I mean, how old is he, like 12? I found this chainsaw, Mum!
Also, the idea of a tiny flying Tails doll with chainsaw is adorable.
Yeah. When it had floated out the window, I pictured like a helium balloon almost. Just kind
Like
of
bobbing?
Just clumsily bobbing through the air.
Well,
Shall we see if there's any reviews?
There's one.
Okay, what does the review say, Mr. Wolf?
It says ... That's all it says.
Probably was written by the guy that wrote the Mario story. Okay, yeah. So this has been Bad Creepypasta.
and this has been a very good example of one.
Yeah. A bit of a different format this time with the beers involved. Made it a little less fluid, but we'll see. We'll see if you enjoyed it. Subscribe.